was wondering if you were.
$5 for you to say that again.
I welcome all the cocks.
I don't have $5.
Okay. I welcome all the cocks. I welcome all the cocks. I welcome all the cocks. I welcome all the cocks.
I welcome all the cocks. I welcome all the cocks. I welcome all the cocks.
I welcome all the cocks. I welcome all the cocks. I welcome all the cocks. I welcome all the cocks. I welcome all the cocks. I welcome all the cocks.
I welcome all the cocks.
I welcome all the cocks. I welcome all the cocks. Okay.
Tales from the Crypt.
Off to a good start.
Yeah, this is the HorrorDrunks podcast, and then on this podcast is dedicated to Tales from the Crypt. And Randy didn't even interrupt me. That's awesome. But,
I was thinking about it.
this is like one of the funnest ones for prep that we've done, because I revisited season 2. I didn't have to do 1, but season 2, all of season 2, all of season 4, all of season 5, half season 3, and I realized there's like quite a few of seasons 6 and 7 that I didn't watch yet.
I just rewatched this series all the way through at least once a year generally. And yeah, it was a lot of fun for me. Been basically, I mean, I have a new favorite TV show in the last decade or so, but before that, this was always like my favorite TV show.
Yeah, this is very...
Yeah, it's a great series.
It's sentimental. I mean, there's a lot of clunkers, but...
I remember when I first discovered it, they were showing reruns on like Fox or something fucking late night. And they were all censored or whatever, but it was still like, man, this show is
they were doing
awesome.
that.
Yeah,
They were doing
a
a censored one on regular TV.
I never had, I had a premium channel when we were growing up, like one summer we got Encore when Encore first started, and that was how I saw like Clockwork Orange for the first time. It totally fucked me up.
We should probably save this for the intro for that. But we've had...
that was... So I never got to watch Tales from the Crypt on HBO, because we never had HBO.
Oh, I see. This last 7 days kind of sucked for deaths of actors.
Yeah.
And one of the greatest directors ever for a horror.
Yeah, and an actor himself, and Martin.
Yeah. Yeah, that fucking... That hurt, because, like, we went to the Motor City Nightmares, we met him, and then we were talking about, on that particular podcast, Randy was saying that he just looked sick, like...
He looked really frail and weak, and like when I shook his hand, I was like, I was really like...
You killed him with the handshake.
No, I was just really focused on
not
touching him as gently as possible.
Oh. I pat him. I put my arm around him.
Yeah, I felt really. I feel bummed out that I didn't get a chance to actually meet him.
Well, then you're not in this conversation. You stop talking. You didn't spend the money.
I was broke, fuckers.
Spend the money, dude. No, you spent money after that. I'm sure you did.
I spent money, but I didn't have a lot.
I think it was, what was it, 75?
60 or
80?
Yeah, 60 or 70.
Yeah, it was like 80 bucks.
Yeah, 40
for
apiece.
Yeah, we each threw in 40 to fucking...
But it was only 2 max. And it was
Yeah.
like, what are we going to do? Like, keep me out or Randy out and put Scott in?
Right, I was going to say, like, you guys were the ones that were throwing in money, so of course
No,
you two
I'm
were
just
gonna do
kidding. That was weird because we got there and we got our bracelets or whatever it was, and we did some exploring, and we knew the fucking Q&A was coming up with him and Savini and I don't know who
it. A lot
else
of the
was.
Dawn of the Dead actors.
Yeah, and then we went back to the hotel to check in, and we came back, and it was like, I was like, are we going to do the Romero photo thing? And I went and asked her. She's like, yeah, there's like 5 minutes left. You guys are probably be like the last. I mean, when we went up there, we were like the last in line.
I think there was like one person behind us.
Yeah. So we were like fucking couple minutes away of not even getting that photo up. And then Randy having destroyed his legacy and killing him with a handshake.
I got to show George my tattoo. My
Yep.
life is complete.
And he said our podcast name too.
HorrorDrunks.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. But then we were talking about it back when we went back and did the podcast that night that he's probably not going to do anything else. And then there was rumblings like a month ago.
Just
Well, he was talking that he was going to like produce.
Well, no, he just
something
announced
or-
that he was going to do a movie called Road of the Dead.
Yeah.
Oh, did he?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
But what? I love you, George, but don't tease something like that. Die not even a month later, bro. You know you're like sick. I don't know. Maybe it was a quick death. This is insensitive. I'm cutting this out. But yeah, go back and listen to our Romero themed or.
Romero retrospective.
I'm not gonna fucking try and be fancy
Or
and say
Director's Spotlight.
retrospective.
Yeah. It was
Director's Spotlight.
It was just like a Romero episode. I mean, we've done plenty of director episodes.
No, we haven't. We've done 2. It was him and Gordon. That's
we only
and
done those 2?
Yeah, we did a trauma, but that's not Kaufman.
Oh, that's
We
right.
are gonna do a third, our next one.
I know. I'm
Yeah,
excited.
that one's going to be fun.
We also lost
Martin Landau, who was in really bad, low budget sci-fi horror movie in the like 1980 called The Being. Or no, the 81 was Without Warning, which is also bad.
Yeah.
And I think that one was with Jack Palance too, right?
I think it was.
Which is funny because he also did
Sadie Slickers.
no,
Oh,
'cause
Jack
he
Palance.
also did Alone in the Dark with Jack Palance, which is great. That's probably the best thing that he was in, other than Ed Wood, which was
great. Like, that was like...
yeah,
he
definitely
got
his best performance that I'm aware of.
I think he got an Oscar for that, too.
Oh yeah, and he was in Sleepy Hollow.
Was he?
Yeah, a lot of people knock that movie, but I think it's pretty fucking
Yeah,
sweet.
it's a good movie.
I don't know. I just knocked it a couple times on this podcast, and you said I was stupid. Did a lot of people knock that? Because I didn't really enjoy it.
I think
I don't
it's just
know.
because it's Tim Burton.
Yeah, I like the gothic atmosphere, and
Yeah, I saw it at the theater, and I was very disappointed.
I kind of flip flop on that movie though. Like sometimes I'm like, I don't like that movie. Sometimes I'm like, you know
Oh,
what?
really?
That movie's not so bad.
I thought you said it was great at one point.
Yeah, he did.
No, I do
You're like, what?
Mostly-
when I said I didn't like it.
mostly like it, but like sometimes I'll watch it and not be in the mood for it and be like, what do I see in this movie? And then like the next time I watch it, I'll be like, I love this movie. It's fun.
It depends on the strain of weed.
You're right.
We also lost John Hurd, which a lot of
Just
people
today.
know from fucking Home Alone, but I know him from Chud.
Chud.
And cat people.
Yeah, well, yeah, cat people and
Cat people.
these fucking the Black Crows are playing
There's
in
a
my
murder of
backyard.
crows flying over
What the
overhead.
fuck?
Was he in like Cruising or something as like a?
I don't know. Eddie and the Cruisers? I don't
No,
know.
no. William Friedkin's Cruising. I know. I don't know. I thought he had like a bit part in something.
He was like a scumbag in something. But anyways, we lost Kevin McAllister's dad, Peter.
Yeah,
Yep.
that was just announced today.
And oh yeah, it was. I just rewatched it. It was Big, where he was the
Oh.
he was the asshole guy, and he said you didn't like it or whatever.
No, Big's dumb.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's dumb.
It's got the most legal fucking child fucking you could have in a movie.
It's so weird. That
Dude,
that's
seriously.
like something that you consider to be a pro for that film.
No, I'm just like, they found a loophole to fucking have an old lady fuck a young boy. It's genius.
Man, he was filming all the way up until this year too. Like he's got a lot of credits right now.
Why do you sound so far away?
I don't know.
There you go.
Didn't barely even moved.
Scotty isn't too far away.
Bad Randy.
Oh man, I know that song. I don't know what it is though.
It was like the song, except I changed.
I know, but I
Heaven
know
to
the
Scott.
melody.
Yeah,
Warrant.
I don't know who does it.
I
I can't
think it's
remember.
Warrant.
Maybe it's Warrant. Anyway,
So
George Romero's dead. We killed him. It's a bummer.
That sucks.
I don't feel good about it at all.
His death cost $80.
The-
We shouldn't have. I would have $40 extra if, and he'd still be alive. That just makes me bummed out.
yeah, rest in peace, John.
We're talking about George. Do your rest in pieces for the other two now. I don't care. Whatever.
I was going
if you
to.
have
guys
to.
I kept getting talked over when I said them, so that's why I said that one last.
Oh,
Ooh, Scott gets talked over. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, that's not a surprise at all.
anyways, let me turn your gain up. Maybe try it now.
Hello? There we go.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a big difference with a condenser. So we're going to jump back into our list, 39 through 26. And after this is done, next week we are doing just our top 25 list, and that's the full episode. But we're going to get more in depth with each one.
Yeah, I mean, being that it's our top 25, we'll probably...
We're going to have some overlap, so...
Yeah, guaranteed.
Yeah. If Scott gets an overlap, we're just going to skip it.
I hate you guys so much.
We'll talk about our overlaps a little
So
bit.
much.
But Randy's been started every one because because he's behind for 2 weeks. But
Friday the 13th, part 4.
no.
What? That low?
Yep, that's as high as I could put it.
Do you want the megaphone?
Oh. You are off the goddamn podcast.
I have other slashers above it.
Dude, you stop it, Scott. That's totally fine to put it right there.
Fuck no.
I don't have it much higher. It's on mine too. My 39 is it Frank Darabont's The Mist.
Nice.
Right on. Yeah, that one didn't make my list, but I like it quite a bit. It's definitely in my top 10 King films.
Well, it was my favorite. It was my favorite short story. And when I read the book, it played out on the fucking movie exactly like I imagined it, pretty much.
My favorite King short story, ironically, is The Long Walk, which Darabont has been touting for fucking decades that he's going to do eventually, but
What is that off? That's not Skeleton Crew. What is that?
it's in the Bachman books.
Oh, okay.
Scott,
Yep. My number 39 is The Last Man on Earth.
it's a good one. It was way lower on my list.
I noticed yours was lower.
My number 38 is Phantasm 3.
Didn't make my list. I have to rewatch that.
I like Phantasm 3.
I don't
a
think
bunch.
I've ever seen 4.
I think 3 is as good as 2.
I like 2 a lot. It made my list. I'm gonna go 38 Fright Night.
Fright Night!
I knew you were gonna do that. That's why I wanted to put it in the podcast on my list.
My Fright Night was way lower than I expected it to be. Or wanted
It was
to
last
be.
podcast you put it on there. It
Yeah,
wasn't that much
46.
lower. Yeah.
But like, it's almost like maybe my favorite vampire movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's like
It's definitely up there for me.
you take out the vampires, put Shia LaBeouf in there. It's that one fucking movie that he did.
Oh, Disturbia.
Disturbia.
Well, yeah, Disturbia is Fright Night mixed with
Yeah.
Rear Window.
And my number 38 is Bone Tomahawk.
That movie didn't make my list, although I do really love it. It's one of my favorite horror films
Yep,
from the last.
One of the first rumblings I've heard about you was from our friend. He's like, Randy said to check out Bone Tomahawk and that heavy metal horror movie.
Oh, Deathgasm.
Deathgasm. I was like, I don't know. I tried to watch Deathgasm. I like Bone Tomahawk a lot better, but
Yeah, that ending is just fucking awesome.
yeah.
Number 37 for me is Nightmare on Elm Street.
Scott's was way lower, right?
Yeah, well, it was just last episode.
That's right. That's right. I had to put it higher. I just did. I haven't rewatched it in a couple of years, but I'm sure.
I would love to put it higher, but like the next 36 movies, I definitely like more.
All right. Next one is Tenebrae. I moved it from last
Oh,
week.
that's right. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, because we gave you some shit for that.
Yeah, and then I put Maniac at 40, and I hated myself. I really did, and I put Tenebrae in the lower 40s.
Tenebrae is still not nearly high enough.
So,
No,
you think it's
it's
his
way
best?
higher.
I think it's his third best.
What? Wait, so Suspiria, Deep Red, Tenebrae? Okay. Does
Not
that,
by far. No, I mean,
Right.
it's really close. Hey, don't